Week two of my Red Zone League continues with the matchup of one of my favorite teams, the 1993 Cowboys, against another of my favorite teams, the 1999 Bighorns. Let's take a look at their abilities. The Vaqueros have a star-studded roster, which they did indeed. For every 1 yard line gained, they collect a star, which I'll be denoting with their helmet icons. And uh, for every 5 stars they earn, they increase their drive bonus by one, um, which is good, very good actually. If they start gaining the Bighorns, they their special ability is that when their defense forces a turnover, they get to return the turnover, um, or make an attempt to return it. The Bighorns were the greatest show on turf, and they clearly had dominant offense: 3 run, 4 pass. Their defense is rated not so good. They're going to end up with a drive bonus of one at each side of the ball, while as the Vaqueros, who had the great Emmitt Smith, have a 3 run offense and a 3 pass offense. Their defense, this is a little wonky here. The 1993 Dallas Cowboys had the second best scoring defense, the 10th best run defense by yards allowed, the 11th best pass defense by yards allowed, and the 10th best overall defense by yards allowed. I'm not sure how they ended up with a 2 there, although it is worth saying that it's probably true. I should check this actually. Let's take a look here. It could be true that they gave up a lot of yards per carry because they were ahead in a lot of games. Let's see, 3.9 yards per carry. Yeah, so they were near the bottom of the league in yards per carry. So that does make some sense. They were ahead so often that teams weren't running the ball against them very much. But their pass defense was real good. So let's get going here. And one of the things that I really love about the design of this game, both the red zone version and the full-on game, is that there's not one thing that denotes what happens, right? So the Vaqueros run offense being a 3 in red zone, that doesn't. They've got a lot of good running plays in their play deck, right? So it's not all based on this one number. Anyway, not sure what I'm talking about there, but let's get it underway here. Let's have the coin flip. I have been recently questioning whether the coin flip mechanism in Tabletop Simulator is accurate. I roll, I don't flip, because flip just turns it over. But I have, in every game I've played, it's come up tails. I have, except for once, I've done. See, there's a heads. All right, it just seems like it always ends up tails. Anyway, tails means that the visiting team receives the opening kickoff, and so the Bighorns are going to take the first kickoff. And let's see what they get. A good return there. Az Hakim brings it out to the 35, and the Bighorns are going to call their first play. And to make sure that we get the orientation up and down, a little bit randomized, they're going to do a toss sweep. They're looking to, from their strong formation, they're looking to send Marshall Faulk around the left end. Let's see what the Cowboys can do. The Vaqueros can do a 4. And they diagnose the play and stuff it, meeting an outside run with the wide run defense for a defense breakaway. Sadly, this was a running play, not a passing play. And so that's no gain and a punt. If they draw 12 for the punt value, this will be a coffin corner punt. They do not. Coffin corner punts are a thing that happens in this game that I actually find pretty exciting because it allows for the possibility of a safety. And so the Vaqueros take the ball in not fantastic field position. They're going to only call one play, not all of their plays. And they're also going to send their star running back, but he's going to be taking an inside run, halfback lead draw, as a rabid Cowboys fan up until later on in the Jerry Jones era. I loved watching this play. I loved watching Emmett bust this play behind Moose Johnston and the fantastic Cowboys offensive line. So let's see what the Bighorns are going to try to do to stop this. They roll a 3. That's a press, and I think that is bad news for them. The press defense gives up a offense breakaway um, to an inside run. So that is a touchdown. I've got to actually see if they make the extra point so I know the right icon. So the extra point is good, and so got to be a touchdown icon in here somewhere. Oops, I got this wrong here. I got this whole thing wrong, didn't I? All right, so it was supposed to be that the Vaqueros took the opening kickoff, but we had a little technical glitch there. So anyhow, let's do the kickoff, and we'll orient the field correctly. That's a 1 kickoff, so Hakeem brings it back to the 15. Now the Bighorns are going to the correct side of the field while we indicate that the Vaqueros have taken a lead. And let's see what they're going to call here now. And another run. They are going to try to ride Marshall Faulk. I remember reading that this team... was it 2 years later they played the Patriots in the Super Bowl, and Martz was the head coach by then, and supposedly the Patriots just sold out to stop the pass, and because they knew Martz was just going to call pass, and the offensive players were coming over to the side of the field saying, we need to run the ball. They're letting us run the ball. And he's like, no, fuck that. I'm going to do this my way, theoretically. Or that's what I heard was said. So anyway, let's see what the Vaqueros do with this. This is a power run. It's a power run against tight run. I think that's going to end up... Oh, that is another defense breakaway. Wow. A lot of defense breakaways to start this game. And so that turns what would have been a nice run for Faulk into a loss of 1, which puts the Bighorns back into the 1-2 spot. But that doesn't matter because they're just punting. 1, 2, 3... And the Vaqueros take the ball back. And call their next play. And another run. You know what? So the Vaqueros scored that touchdown. They got 1, 2, 3. They gained 4 yard lines. Or is that 3 yard line? I think it's 3 yard lines. So, going to have to clone this. I don't think the goal line counts as a yard line. So they're just looking at building up their drive bonus here. Now let's see what they do on this. This is an outside run. Again, from their run-heavy formation. So a single die is rolled. It's a 6. That is tight run against outside run. I think that's another breakaway, right? Yes, it is. Wow. The Bighorns are being outcoached badly by Jimmy Johnson. So that's another one. That's another. So that is a total of 3 more yard lines, which gives them a total of 6 stars. But each 5 stars gets sort of spent to bump up the drive bonus. So you can see how the star-studded roster is taking effect. Let's see if they make this extra point. They do. They go up 14-0 right away against the Bighorn. I suspect that the Bighorns team in regular gameplay is a stronger opponent than it is in red zone. Not sure I'm right about that, although, ooh, look at this. Hakeem busts another nice return. So they're going to take the field at the 50 now. And let's see if they can do something with this field position, even a single yard line. And another run. This time they're going to try to look like they're going past. They're coming out of the slot formation. And That's an 11. The Vaqueros are doing man-to-man against a special run. I think that is another defense breakaway. Is that 3 consecutive defense breakaways for the Vaqueros? This game does have a lot of breakaways. I haven't seen it happen 3 times in a row. Let's see what the... so the Vaqueros get to choose between the corner value and the game day event, and they're going to take the game day event. Well, actually not. So that's a 3 plus a 1 against a man-to-man of 2. So no, that would be a gain of 2, which would be a loss of 1 if they use the game day event. So that would be a net of 1 and put them in field goal range. So they're going to keep the 0 and force the Bighorns to punt again. And this time the Bighorns do nail a breakaway, or a corner coffin punt, which means that the ball ended up getting down somewhere below the 10-yard line. And the reason that is relevant is that means that if the Vaqueros lose yardage on this play, either by the play result or by a penalty, it is a safety. And that is the only way you can get a safety in this game, is when you start out possession here. So they're going to try an outside run, toss left from their weak formation, which is a balanced formation. And so 2 dice are rolled on defense, and a 7. That's a zone against an outside run, so that's going to have no breakaway. Finally, a no breakaway. And so the zone run value is only a 1, and this is a 3 plus 2 is 5, so that's a net of 4. Look at this. I did that thing again where I do this thing where I pull the entire deck. I'm going to back things up a little bit here and try to correct for that. All right, so let's see what the punt value really was. The punt value really was a 12, so that means that it's a touchback. But we're going to end up with, we're going to do the same play here. We're going to do the outside run. And the same defense, so that's a 3. So that's a 3 against the run value of 1. That's a net of 2 plus the 2 drive bonuses, a value of 4 before the game day card. And oh, look at this, holding on offense. So if that had been an actual call from corner punt, that would have been a safety. As it is, the holding puts the Vaqueros back and causes them to call another play, and so there could potentially be a safety here. They're going to do that's got to get flipped around. They're going to do a play action pass here from their weak formation, and let's see what the defense is going to be. Defense is a 9. That's a blitz. I think that is a good thing. That is a defense breakaway for the Bighorns, so we could well see a safety here. Better than that from the Bighorns. Oh no, this is defense run. So yeah, so this game day event has no effect on a pass play, but this becomes a sack in the end zone for a safety. So that is a nice little turn of momentum for the Bighorns. Let's drop this safety icon right here. And the Bighorns are on the board with 2 points, and the Bighorns also take possession at the 35 after a safety. That's the way this game simulates free kicks. So that's all very good for the Bighorns. And let's go ahead and see what play call the Bighorns are going to come up with now to try to get another run. Another run. They should have done this against the Patriots, right? So this is another outside run from the slot formation. See how the Vaqueros try to play this. They are playing it with tight run, which is the opposite of what they wanted to do. So now we have an offense breakaway for the Bighorns, and so that is a touchdown for the Bighorns. Let's see if they make their extra point, and they do, and so they now have 9 points and a touchdown of their own, which would make Bighorns fans happy. And now they're going to kick off, and it's just a pedestrian kickoff. The Vaqueros take over at the 15, and with their last drive of the half, they are going to try another play action pass. Let's see what the Vaqueros try to do here. They are going to run goal line, which is going to get slaughtered by this. Yes, it's another offense breakaway. 1, 2, 3, 4-yard lines gained. So that's another star, which means that these bump up yet again. And this is getting ugly for the Bighorns. Let's see. Extra point is good. So it's 21-9. Another touchdown for the Vaquero. So you see, so what I was talking about earlier about this number here, this run number not being the entire thing, right? The special play mechanism comes into play here also. And as they get rolling, as they gain momentum with their star players, they get better and better at the run, right? So now basically their run is effectively unstoppable unless a defense breakaway ends up called against it, or if there's a turnover in the game day event. If it's just a regular net play value run, this 3-drive bonus is going to dominate, which, you know, their running game did. Their offensive line did open big holes. So here's the kickoff. The kickoff is a touchback. And so there's a part of this red zone game called second half adjustments, where the losing team gets to look at the play and pick whichever play it thinks is better. And sometimes when a game seems to be a blowout, I'll start that a little early. So for instance, let's see what this would have been if I'd randomized it. See, there would have been another run, but I'm going to say that it's time for the Rams, the Bighorns, to try to put the ball in the air against the Vaqueros and see what they can do. This is a special pass, a halfback screen from the slot formation, and the defense called against it. Watch this be a defense breakaway again, right? 6 is a blitz against a special pass. That will, in fact, be an offense breakaway, so well done by the Bighorns. They're going to score another touchdown there, and extra point. No, see, I did it again. I drew the whole deck. Extra point is good, and so the half is going to end with the Vaqueros up 21-16, and that will end the half, and that will end this video, and the second half video will be coming up.